We are still on shell scripting. This time around, we want to look at while loop. Okay, so looking at some of the files we worked with before, let's say we want to duplicate 21st.sh. Want to duplicate into this to first while loop.sh. Okay, let's say we want to duplicate that file into first while loop.sh. But to duplicate, okay, using cat, okay, if it was just cp command, would have been fine. Okay, but to use cat, you need to redirect, right? You need to redirect the content of the file into a new file called first while loop.sh. Okay, so now that we have first while loop.sh, we want to vi into first while loop, okay, .sh. Okay, so this is what we have. Okay, and this relates to, you see, this relates to, if I to insert, this relates to for loop. Okay, with for loop, you have this for keyword, okay, and within here, you have the brackets, right? And you have the initialization here is showing that, okay, initially, let's say we have 50, but what happens if we have 25, okay? Let's say we are going from 50 down to 25, right? And we are decreasing by 1, okay? So this is what we ran the last time, okay? Let's see. You see, if you run 20 cards, okay, if you run sh, first while loop.sh, right? First while loop.sh, you see, it gives us the number from 50 up till 25 because the limit that was set there, the condition was that we can have X being 25 or anything above 25, right? Then we also went further to set the limit, okay? We also went further to set the decrement to -1. So this was for loop, right? But now looking at this for loop, okay, if we decide to say, oh, we want to do while loop, not for loop, okay, so how do we go about it? So what we need to do is to come here, okay, come here, so let's say this will help us explore for loop, explore while loop, I mean. Okay, this will help us explore while loop, okay? So with while loop, instead of starting everything with the while keyword, just as we did with for, okay? If we cast our mind to the for loop, inside the bracket we had initialization, semicolon, we had condition, then we had increment or decrement, right? But this time around, initialization will still come first, right? Initialization comes first, okay? Then we say while, okay? Use the while keyword now, okay? You now specify the condition within the bracket, condition, right? Condition. Then we proceed to, using the keyword do what? Echo. Then here we want to enter the command, right? Want to enter the command. Echo, want to enter the command, you see? Want to enter the command here, right? Want to enter the command, right? So then here we now say increment or decrement. We need to be specified here. Increment or decrement, you see? This is while loop. Then we'll close it all with done. You see? So this is the structure of the while loop. Okay. Now, with this in mind, let's see what we can achieve with the numbers we saw earlier. You see, we are trying to decrease by 1, okay, from 50, right? Trying to decrease from 1 from 50, right? So the initialization is going to be 50, right? Initialization is going to be 50. Let's say x, okay, equal to 50. This is the initialization. What is it right now, right? Initialization, x equals 50. Then we use the while keyword and specify the condition, right? X can be any number, but not less than 25, based on the last example we looked at, right? X can be any number, but not less than 25, okay? So you can say X, okay, is greater than or equal to 25, you see? That is our condition, right? Right there. While this condition, then do what? We now need to specify the command, okay? So echo what? Dollar, you see, X, right? We are trying to call that variable, okay? So there's a problem with what we did up here. If you look at this condition, okay, this condition is just dangling, right? We want to be able to call a variable, right? This condition, right? While $x could be anything greater than or equal to 25. Okay, now in defining our increment or decrement, here we have a decrement, right? And we are looking at decrement of just 1, right? Over 111 in terms of decrement, okay? So in terms of decrement, you come here and say, you see, in terms of decrement, you want to come here and say, what's that? X, right? You see, want to specify X, the same way you defined it up here, right? X equals $x this time, okay? $x, because this 50 is what you are trying to reference, right? $x minus 1, right? Because we want decrement for every 1, right? And in shell scripting, you see, you want to space this, okay? But because we are not doing just regular arithmetic operations, we are working with shell scripting. You need to use the expr keyword, okay? So you come here, okay? Put the expr keyword, okay? But it's not sufficient to just put expr, right? We need to enclose it using the backtick, right? Backtick here and backtick there, okay? So if we run this script right now, we are going to get exactly what we got using the for loop, okay? That's 50, 49, then up to 25, okay? So now we save this. So if we decide to run this script, okay, sh first while loop, okay, so you see, we got exact same thing that we got running it with while loop, see, 50, 49, 48, up till 25. Now let's look at a more, a more realistic, situation, right? Looking at the example we did earlier, okay? So if we cp, let's copy, let's use cp command this time around. I'll copy this so we can use the contents. Let's call the second while loop .sh, right? Second while loop .sh. So if you copy this, I will now vi into second while loop.sh, you see, we have this script, okay? But let's say our employees, I like to delete this so we can see how we build it from the scratch. Let's say we have 500 employees, for example. and we are looking at our financial reports. And in the financial reports, we are saying, okay, business is growing this time. Business is growing. And with business growing, we can increase employee size by 50 each time we get a financial report that shows that business is growing, right? So that's the scenario, right? So in this case, we can say employee size, let's say 50, right? 500 employees, current employees, we want to define that, okay? Current employees, 500, you see? We want to define this, 500. And we can say, okay, we have some limitations, right? We can only employ based on the capacity and all of that, looking at medium-term plan, right? Or we are looking to set a limit at, say 1,500 employees, right? We can say that 1,500 employees. Okay, so that's the condition. Okay, so now say, wow, that condition, you see that condition? Wow, that condition, see, what's the condition? The condition is that employees, you see, employees, dollar, you need to call the variable, employees, otherwise it won't work, okay? Employees can be greater than or less than, because we are setting a maximum limit, right? Can be less than or equal to 1,005, you see? This is like a limit, right? Okay, a maximum limit. Okay, so do what, right? Do what? Do echo dollar employees. Yeah, you see? Dollar employees. Echo dollar employees, right? Then we need to now specify the increment or decrement. Okay, this time around, we are going to have an increment, right? We're looking at increasing employee size, let's say by 50, 50, 50, right? Each time, okay? Until we achieve that 1,005, okay? Each time there's a positive report, right? Like financial report is out and we are doing good, we should employ 50 more employees, right? So that's something good, okay? So we should employ 50 more employees. So in that case, you need to now say employees, remember, equal to, right? So this time around, equal to dollar employees, right? Remember, dollar employees. This employees, that was 500. We can be increasing it by 50, 50, 50, right? Plus 50, right? So because this is shell scripting, we need to use the expr keyword, okay? So we precede it with expr, okay? Then we come here, okay, for us to be able to complete our arithmetic operation, put the back tick at the beginning, and also put it at the end. This way, everything is covered, right? So then next thing you want to say, done, right? We are done, okay? So if we run the script, let's see what we'll get. Okay, let's see what we get. Greater than or less than or equal to, right? Less than or equal to. So we run the script, WQ. So if we run sh second while loop.sh, let's see what we get. Second while loop.sh, you see, 500, 550, 600 until we get to 1,000, okay? But if you remember, when we're looking at this, okay, when we're looking at this, we looked at different signs, equal to, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, right? So let's see if we can just work with what we add, okay? Let's go back to the script, okay? Let's see what happens, okay? Let's see if we can change the sign, okay? That's less than or equal to, I to insert, okay, less than or equal to 15. But in that case, we need to change the sign, okay, to, right? See, let's see what we get if we do this. You see, let's see what we get if we do this. See, so if we run that script, sh, second while loop.sh, you see, we still get our answer, right? So, but if we mistakenly went ahead and didn't change the sign, you see, if we went ahead and didn't change the sign, despite changing, you see, despite changing that other sign, we go ahead and do this, you see, right? Escape column WQ, you see, it's giving us a syntax error because of incompatibility, you see, it's giving us a syntax error. So we should take note of that. Now, let's just correct that, okay? Let's correct that. I to insert, okay? So we come here, okay? So let's use the, okay? So now we are fine. So this works, okay? So this is while loop, okay? So it's similar to for loop, but with while loop, we use the while keyword, okay? We use the while keyword. So another thing I want us to look at is, I want us to look at switch case, okay? Switch case.